right. I'm not a gardener, but lately I've been planting apple seeds. Caroline Baldwin is here. This show is called In the Garden with Caroline. Caroline volunteers her time to do this each week. Caroline is a master gardener, and we invite you to use this opportunity to get some information that'll help your garden grow a little bit better. The number here right now is 622-9622. This is a full hour show, so 53 minutes anyway from this point on. So the number 622-9622. Please don't worry about interrupting us. If we're talking about something or if Caroline is talking, I will give her the little hand signal that says there's a phone call, and she will get through her thought, and then we'll move on to you.
We'll keep on going. That's right.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Larry. Real good. Real good.
I just want the audience to know,
Sure.
that you volunteered to do this.
Yeah, that's true.
So
and yeah, feel free to interrupt. I mean, I may be just droning on something, and I can just need to finish my thought, and your phone call will help me, finish my thought. There we go.
Sounds like we have one.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Go ahead. You're on the air.
Hey, Larry, this is Matt Wilkerson. I have a question for y'all. My wife and I are fixing to buy a piece of property, and on that property, we're going to put a little garden.
Okay.
And we would like to know, what is the safest pesticide that we can use that will keep unneeded bugs away, but yet not harm us when we eat the vegetables?
There's quite a few of them out there, and it usually depends on what the pest is. But usually a general one would be something like the Safer soap. It's going to, deal with soft-bodied insects like aphids and things like that. Usually going through, your first line of defense is hand-picking things, especially if they're larger. Normally, if you're out there and you're kind of vigilant, you don't have a big pest issue. And a lot of it can be taken care of with something as simple as like the Safer soap type things.
Got you. Okay, all right, I appreciate it.
No, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Good to hear from you. Hey, what is Safer soap? You've mentioned that before.
Safer soap's actually kind of a brand. It is like a soapy type.
Is that what it's actually called?
It's Safer soap, yeah.
Okay.
Or they'll call it an insecticidal soap and things like that. And you can do your own home versions, and we go through this actually quite often of, the inexpensive, the non-degreaser, mild dish soaps, like a tablespoon into a gallon of water. It makes just a simple, just agitate it a little bit. You don't want bubbles all over in your water, and just spraying. And it's going to take care of aphids and some of the other soft-bodied insects that, you're not going to just hand pick. But sometimes, you can even get away with not even having to get that far and just using the jet stream on your garden hose. And blasting it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, blasting them off. Or rub your fingers on the plant and sort of smush them and rinsing them off at the same time. That's where garden gloves come in real handy, is so that you're not smushing in your fingers. Yes, I did.
I'm laughing because I just went to your Facebook page. You put the apple tree on there.
I did and that's this morning's picture of the apple tree. So, my adopted apple tree.
That is nice.
So
does the label actually say Safer soap?
Safer is a brand. I guess it says insecticidal soap on it, but there's several different brands out there. I guess it's just like Kleenex and Xerox. We've come to think of it, Safer soap as being the name of the product. But it is, it's a simple, non-residual insect control that's safe for use up into day of harvest and things like that. But to me, is once I start harvesting, I pretty much even stop treating with things like that. I'm picking frequently enough. I'm going to get my harvest.
Right.
If the bugs are going to eat a few leaves or whatever, that's going to happen. I'm usually going to harvest before I sprayed anything anyway, so I'm only protecting fruit I'm going to pick in another day or two. It's not a whole big thing on them.
And you have a phone call.
Great.
Good morning. You're on the air with Caroline.
Good morning. It's Sonny calling.
Hey, yeah. Good morning, Sonny.
A lot of different things that you can use that are, I think, like they're natural. Plus, there's no other. Doesn't do any damage. In other words, so it doesn't damage the fruit or doesn't.
Right.
leave a poison on there would be like garlic powder in hot water to make the solution, and then spraying garlic powder on everything. And you might want to add a little touch of something like a dishwashing liquid.
Yeah, well, the
dishwashing.
dish soap's going to be what's going to kill the insects. The garlic may act as a repellent to a few different pests, but not a huge. And then, of course, you may actually end up with the taste of garlic into some of those things. Produce absorbs tastes. That's why, in the fridge and things like that, we have to be careful storing onions in the fridge because everything will smell like or taste like onions.
Well, years ago when I moved into my house in Long Island, New York, we had a little garden there with like cucumbers and tomatoes and several other variety of vegetables, and that's what we used because at that time you didn't have that big selection of
synthetic pesticides. Sure, and and it does help. And there are people who will take the garlic and actually taking garlic cloves and run it through the blender and then steeping that into water and then straining it and using it as a more of a repellent. Same thing with like the hot peppers and things like that. But I've at times seen where actually the bugs just seem to go right through it, so I'm not real sure how effective they do repel. I don't, just out of my own personal.
I do remember specifically that on the tomatoes you had these green caterpillars.
Yeah, the hornworms. Yeah,
and it did a number on them. It kept them off from eating up the stems and everything on the tomato.
I've never found anything that kept them off. I've even just cut them in half and let them dangle and figure that's a warning to the other ones. But and because one time somebody told me to take the hot peppers and grind it up and make it, steep it, make a tea, and then spray. And the crazy thing was the next day there was a tomato hornworm just consuming a jalapeno pepper from one end to the other. And I thought, well, he doesn't really care about the hot stuff that bad.
Well, anyway, that was one of the things that came to mind when you were talking to Matt about that.
Oh yeah, and it does help. Yeah, they do help, and it is a matter too. And things like the garlic and stuff like that may even help to keep the squirrels or the bunnies from coming in to investigate and see what's in the garden, just because they are much more scent sensitive than I think insects are.
Right. Well, anyway, just a thought. I'm not a gardener. I got a gray thumb. Everything I touch dies. But anyhow, thank you very much for being here, and thank you, WOCA, for the programming.
Appreciate you listening. Thanks.
Thank you, Sonny. Phone lines are open if you want to call Carolyn. This is it's a great opportunity. We love hearing from you.
We have a great time. Yeah, and I wasn't trying to say poo-poo is what he was saying. No, I agree. They help. I just personally never had a whole lot of successes, and it could be that I just did not use the items consistently, because a lot of times you're either non-conventional remedies are something you have to do frequently because they don't have a residual effect, that it's not going to hang out, that if you spray in the morning, probably come nightfall, either that scent has broke down because of the sun, or if it rained in the afternoon, or it's gone by the next day because you had to get up and water and things like that. So a lot of times that is a consistency. So it's a user effectiveness as well. So, not that what he was saying doesn't work. It just, like I said, personally, I had not done a whole lot. The dish soap and water, or the safer soap kind of thing, has always been an easy one that does work.
By the way, I want to tell you a little bit about the scent.
Yeah.
We were at Shalom Park, and they had the magnolia.
Okay, yeah.
So some of the magnolias were still, like the buds, flowers were still not quite open yet. And then the other ones were way open. The ones that were not opened yet smelled like lemon. I never smelled them before.
I never
To
realized
me,
that.
I mean,
because to me, the magnolia doesn't really smell its greatest until it's wide open and it drops the stamens or whatever into the
I got a
center
picture
of
that.
it. Yeah.
Oh, I should post that on.
And then to me, that's when they have their strongest scent, or
You know what I was doing, right? But it didn't translate to your Facebook page. Okay, I was taking pictures with that app.
Okay.
And it was telling me what these flowers were.
Okay.
And I was posting them to your site, Facebook page.
I don't know if they came through. Did
The
they?
pictures did, but it didn't say what it said it was.
Oh.
And that's why I was doing that, is so you could see what it said.
What it was. Okay.
And then tell me if it was right or wrong.
Okay. Right.
And it didn't do that. And that's why I stopped posting them. But there was one I wanted to post. Let me see if I can find it. I can do it maybe now. It was one of those. Oh my gosh! Yeah, here it is. I'll post it right now if I can. Let's see, how do I do this? Oh my gosh! All right, I'm just going to post it to mine, then I'll share it onto your page.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, just to promote the page, if you go to Facebook and type in the garden, you'll see Carol Ann's page that she created for this.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, that the hydrangea didn't.
All it says is like hashtag
plant snap.
Is
Yeah.
that what it says? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But I don't think I put the magnolia blossom.
No.
But I will do that right now. Well, actually, let's take the break right now, and then I'll do it during the break. All right. So we'll be right back. If you want to call in, the number is 622-9622. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Lisa McGinnis, editor of Ocala Magazine and host of Ocala Magazine Radio. Join me every Friday at 10 a.m. when we bring the pages of Ocala Magazine to life. There's only one Ocala Magazine and only one source for local news talk radio. Tune in Friday at 10 a.m. right here on 1370 a.m. and 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Hey, look around, Ocala. Those traditional crepe myrtles are about to burst into bloom. And if you don't have your crepe myrtles, then now's the time to visit Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala, where you can get small pinks and whites for as little as $2.99. Or if you want to really splurge, you can get the gigantic number 5 size crepe myrtles in wonderful super exotic colors for just $39.99. And say, that truckload azalea sale is still rolling along. You get dogwood azaleas for just $2.99, and larger sizes are available. And how about those dwarf bottle brush? Bob Wines has them starting at just $17.99. Don't wait. Check BobWinesCameliaGardens.net, then head to Bob Wines for your share of the savings. They're on Southeast 38th Street, just east of Lake Weir Avenue. Daily till 4:30, Saturdays till 3, in the same blooming place since 1952.
Load it, haul it, dump it, mow it.
AgPro will get you equipped for anything with a John Deere 5045E utility tractor. At only $159 per month, you can add the perfect attachment to dig it, plow it, grade it, anything. Request a quote at agproco.com and get equipped for anything. Offer ends 4/30/18, subject to approved installment credit with John Deere Financial. 20% down payment required. Taxes, freight, setup, and delivery charges could increase monthly payment. See dealer for details.
Broadway's mega hit Mamma Mia is live on stage at Ocala Civic Theater May 17th through June 17th. ABBA favorites like Dancing Queen, Super Trooper, and Mamma Mia are all part of the fun musical about what happens when you surprise your mom by inviting all 3 men who might be your dad to your wedding. On sale now, 352-236-2274, or buy online at okalacivictheater.com.
Salvation Army is one of the greatest charity organizations in history. 100% of the donations go to needy causes. This Friday night, May 11th at 6:30 p.m. at the Salvation Army Chapel on 14th Street, they will host a concert fundraiser for their Mexican orphan homes. Featured top 40 recording artist Gemma Adams will be performing. Please join us for a wonderful night of entertainment for a worthy cause. $7 in advance, $10 at the door. Call 629-2004 for reservations.
All right. Thank you, Ron. Salvation Army Chapel on 14th Street is what he said right there,
Yeah.
just so you hear that.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, his wife, Gemma, is the real deal. Have
Yeah.
you met her?
No.
Oh my gosh. Carol Ann, we've done this show forever.
Right.
And we've invited singers and musicians in here, and they're very, very talented. But
Right.
Gemma has that something extra.
There's something-
She's I mean, her singing is so great.
Fantastic.
I mean, really, really.
Yeah.
So if you get a chance, go. Ron, everybody knows Ron. Everybody knows Dairy Queen.
Right, right.
Ron is, a relative newlywed, I suppose, with Gemma. Maybe 2 years now. I don't know how long it's been, but he, Ron would always tell me, "Hey, I got a great singer. You should have him on the air." And then he'd give me the CDs, and they're good.
Yeah.
Gemma is
She's fantastic.
excellent. Yeah, she's absolutely
fantastic. Nice to hear.
Okay, can I tell you what I did?
Yeah.
All right, I went to your Facebook page.
Right.
All right, and I had my app.
Right.
And it was telling me what these things are.
Right.
So, okay, so there's the one of the, what do you call it? Magnolia.
The magnolia,
And
right.
that was correct.
Yeah.
All right, so now let me tell you what the other ones are. Okay. I'm going to go down through the list. All right, well, first of all.
Did it of what they said they were?
Yeah, I'm going to show you the picture.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you what it said it was. All right,
Okay,
all right, that.
The blue one, the hydrangea.
Okay, that should be hydrangea. That
Yeah.
one. It was right. Hydrangea. That's what it says.
hydrangea. Okay.
Okay, good for you. All right, this one was called. What did it call this one?
That one should be what?
Oh my gosh.
Coral honeysuckle.
That says trumpet honeysuckle. Is that
Trumpet. Well, hey, at least they got the
honeysuckle
they got
right.
the right.
All right. This one, lupine. Does that look like lupine to you?
No, that
No.
one actually should be. I'm trying to see the leaves on
Can you
it.
see it? Oh, the leaves are like marijuana leaves. Looks like
Oh, then Vitex.
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 Sounds like a corporation. All right.
Yeah.
And these ones, I think they got this one wrong.
Penta?
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Oh yes, it says Pentas lanceolata.
Okay, then yeah.
Wow. So maybe my little app isn't.
Is it-
and
is
this
it-
one. Now this is the naked.
Oh, that one's the one I posted. But that one was just.
I didn't
cute.
see any naked gardeners on Saturday.
I didn't either. Actually, on one gardening thing, there was one that she might have been questionable whether or not she was or
Where?
not.
Where were you?
No, it's on a.
on a post?
Yeah.
See, I always miss out on everything.
Yeah, you missed out on.
Are you
that,
ready
but-
for another phone call?
Sure.
Thank you for indulging me on that a little bit there. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Yes, good morning, good morning. Just a reminder to the audience, the post office Stamp Out Hunger food drive is this Saturday.
Yeah.
And those that wish to participate, leave some non-perishable food out by your mailbox. It doesn't have to be a lot.
Nope.
A little will do just fine.
A little adds up.
The mailman will pick it up, and then it will be distributed to the local food banks.
There you go.
And have a good day, all.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Everybody should have got their postcard in their mailbox
And
to
making-
remind them. Yeah.
And making the connection with that, we had
Uh-huh.
a doctor on yesterday. His name is Dr. Red Cross. Can you believe
Oh
it?
wow.
Good name for a doctor. And he was telling us some of the things you can grow in your garden
Yeah.
that are healthy for you, do different things. And one of them is, oh my gosh, turmeric, I think?
Turmeric?
Turmeric, or
Turmeric,
whatever?
yeah.
It's an ugly root.
It's within the ginger family.
So can you
Actually, yes, you
grow
can
that
grow
here?
it. Yeah, you can. If you went to, I would say something like one of the natural food stores and stuff like that. Even in there, they might be waxed, so you may have to use a little warm water to try to get the wax. They do that to keep it from drying out.
Oh, really?
To get a fresh root, just like ginger root and things like that.
So they dip them in wax?
They in a food grade wax to keep it. Well, you see a lot of stuff that'll be waxed. Peppers will be waxed. Cucumbers will be waxed. It helps to keep them from drying out.
I never knew that.
Yeah, that's why
Maybe
they
I'm
sort of
eating
have
wax.
that. Yeah, you wash them off.
Okay.
That it's a food. It is a food grade wax. It is a thin coating. It does help to keep the produce from drying out before you have a chance to buy it or use it. But sure, you can get a piece of that, or if you have a friend that's growing it when they're going to do a harvest, because usually you would dig things up like that, generally in the fall, and then reset it so that it'll come back up in the next spring to get your harvest and start over with them. But just usually you don't want to bury those too deep, just about double the thickness of what they are. So if it's, I know here for the camera, what about an inch thick? You might plant it a full inch down. Cover it with about an inch of soil
okay.
and let it do its thing. Realizing that it'll probably take a couple years before you have a decent size root to be able to harvest any off of it.
Okay.
Yeah, without killing off your plant.
We do have a phone call. Good morning. You're on there with Carol Ann.
Good morning, you all. This is Jim.
Yeah.
Hey, Jim.
I use a liquid 7 concentrate that I put in a tank sprayer
Right.
for garden type bugs.
Yeah.
The other things, I tried the natural pesticides, and you're right. You got to apply those a couple of times a day for them to be effective.
Right. Right. Or at least you have to be consistent.
The 7 seems to be have a good residual effect, and it's especially effective on those tomato hornworms.
Sure,
I
sure.
hate those things.
Oh, I know. I think we all do. That's probably the bane of any tomato gardener. But yeah, with the 7, I guess would be one of the first steps up from an organic, pesticide or more natural one, because 7 is a synthetic. It is a chemical. Do use it with caution because 7 is highly toxic to bees.
Yeah, I use very targeted spraying, and I do container gardening.
Sure.
And 55-gallon barrels, and it's pretty easy to control it that way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, bees are in peril. I didn't realize just how bad it was until the last couple of years. More and more people are becoming aware of it and writing things about it in the different medias.
Yeah, but they're not.
Without
They're not
bees,
quite.
we're going to be in a world of hurt.
They're not quite as in peril. I mean, as some of the writings would lead you to believe, because, like you said, more and more people are becoming aware of it, and so they are limiting what they are spraying and things like that. So, or when they're spraying, and part of that is reading and following the instructions on products and thinking of that target time. The best times to apply pesticides would be after 7 p.m. in the evening and before 7 a.m. So to me, it's spraying in the evening, then it has all night.
Yeah, the ideal time to water your plants is at about 5 a.m. in the morning.
Right.
Get, soaked in good before the sun gets up, and probably nobody else is watering at that time, so you don't drop the pressure too much by watering.
Right. Yeah, it is the better time. That way the plants are dry or drying as that sun is coming up, but that they are dry before the sun goes down in the afternoon. Because dry plants are plants that are generally end up with less disease problems and watering from the bottom and things like that. But yeah, we do have to watch out, and it's crazy because I have heard the things of, people have holly shrubs, say on their in front of their home, and all of a sudden there's bees. Oh, I don't want the bees. Well, it's like, well, we want the bees. Please, they're not going to come get you. Let them be. No reason to swat at them. Let the bees be. They're not going to bother you. They're not harming anything. Don't get out your wasp spray and start spraying them. That's
absolutely.
Let the bees be.
I tried another little experiment. I had some potatoes that got covered up in my cupboard, and they started sprouting.
Oh, yeah.
So I know usually supermarket potatoes have been treated to retard sprouting, but I decided, hey, these already sprouted, what I got to lose.
Yeah.
So I cut some eyelets, and I planted those in one of my barrels that I didn't have anything in.
Right.
And I've got a dozen potato plants about a foot high right now.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, they will. I mean, it's just you wouldn't be able to buy store-bought potatoes and plant them immediately. Once they're sprouted, what they were treated with is gone. I mean, it's not a forever.
Yeah.
It's not a forever preventative. Right.
Yeah, like I said, I got them before they got rotted, and luckily I made a real mess, but they were sprouted pretty good, so I just decided to try it, and the experiment worked.
Sure. Well, fantastic.
I like that. I'm going to try that.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks for your show.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
That's kind of what I'm doing with the apple trees, huh?
Yeah, it is.
I'll eat an apple. It happened yesterday. I ate an apple, and see what it is. I wait too long to eat them. And then I eat them, and there's a seed or two. Yesterday there was 2.
Wow.
I put them in the dirt. We'll see if they pop up.
If they pop.
All All right, we will take a little break. Carol Ann Baldwin is here to answer your gardening questions or just to engage in conversation with you. Maybe you want to brag about something you did, like growing potatoes, which is awesome, and hopefully you're not offended by the word brag. I just boast about that.
Yeah, you go.
I boast about my apple tree all the time because it's a God thing.
It, yeah.
I mean, I don't really take credit for it. It's really God, but
well, you're helping to nurture it along.
I water it every day.
Yeah.
I know you tell me not to, but it's my daily thing. All right, we'll take a little break. The number is 622-9622 if you would like to speak to Carol Ann. 622-9622.
Here is your 1-minute news brief from the source WOCA. The Florida Department of Health is warning Marion County residents that an unvaccinated emu has tested positive for eastern equine encephalitis. Human remains found in DeLand last month are those of a missing 16-year-old Lake County girl. A Highlands County sheriff's deputy has died after he was shot Sunday while responding to a dispute over a cat. Officials say a crash between two personal watercraft in Tampa has killed a 42-year-old man and hospitalized a 41-year-old woman. A plea hearing is set for a Florida Juvenile Detention Center officer facing federal civil rights charges after a 17-year-old died in a beating by other inmates allegedly encouraged by the officer using a bounty and reward system. And Ocala City Manager John Zobler will not seek to renew his contract with the city after serving nearly 4 years in that position. Zobler plans to spend time with his family and travel after his retirement. And that is your news brief from The Source.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Tuesday will feature a mix of sun and clouds with a high of 82 at the coast, 89 inland. Clear Tuesday night, lows ranging from 60 in the coolest inland spots to 70 along the coast. Mostly sunny Wednesday, the high 81 at the coast, 88 inland. And Thursday, partly sunny, high 82 at the coast, near 90 inland. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
I'm Jennifer McCullough, the Executive Director at Palm Garden of Ocala. May is the most exciting month of the year for us. The week before Mother's Day is Nurses Week, and I would like to shout out a big thank you to all of our nurses who care for our precious residents and guests. They are led by Sharon Baker, our Director of Clinical Services, and Aldo Perez, our nurse practitioner. The week after Mother's Day is National Nursing Home Week. Why not stop in and visit us soon? We are located at the corner of Southwest 27th Avenue and 34th Street.
Hooray for all the moms in our lives.
Right from the start, she was the one who nurtured you and supported you in every pursuit.
This year, you are going to cater to her.
Call Honey Baked Ham at 352-861-0011 and order all her favorites.
If it's just the two of you or the whole family, this is her day.
And Honey Baked Ham makes it easy for you to pamper mom.
Now call 352-861-0011.
Or stop by 2709 Southwest 27th Avenue behind Best Buy.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. Thank you. Carol Ann Baldwin is here to talk to you about your gardens, and you have adopted one of my apples.
Yes, I have.
First guardian.
That's right.
Of the apple tree seedling.
Yep.
See, this all started, you know where this started, right?
It's been, a year ago, you ate an apple
right.
that had a couple sprouting apple seeds, and you planted them.
Right.
And it grew.
Had one. Right.
We had one.
Right.
Had the original.
And now it's
then
about a foot tall?
Then you started. It was a literacy
I did the
program.
Inktober thing.
Right.
Yeah, I did a picture day, yeah.
And it was, the apple tree got featured in every one, which was really cool. So if anybody who followed that, it was like what is it? Gary Anderson always has the little mouse, and all of his cartooning. There's always a little mouse in there, and we always had the apple tree, which was really kind of cool. And then you took and morphed that into a story, a children's story, so it just kind of, it's amazing what one apple
a book for you
can do.
Yeah, right.
One apple, how many different things just one action did.
Yeah,
one action that the chain reaction that has continued with it. And so one day maybe there will be apples on that tree.
Everybody has a different thought on this, though. I mean, you're my expert on this subject, so I just go to you.
Yeah.
You're like my tree mechanic.
I'm your go-to.
My go-to person.
You
are my go-to person.
The go-to person for gardening. But I mean, it's No, it's not a grafted tree. It could probably take more than our lifetime. But who knows? We might be able to trick it at some point into producing, but I have a feeling it's going to have to be a lot larger tree.
But even if it doesn't produce apples, if it's just a tree that looks like a tree,
right,
I'm going to be happy with that.
Right.
It's fine with me.
Yep.
I'll have to talk to it and say, you know what? Your mother was able to make apples. just thought I'd tell
Your
you.
mother was a real apple.
All right. You ready for another phone call?
Sure.
Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Morning, Carol Ann and Larry Appleseed.
How's it going this morning?
Before I go any further, I want to thank Jim for calling in and letting us know about the meal pickup on canned goods and stuff for the poor people. I was wondering when that was going to happen, so I'm glad he mentioned it. So I kind of build up a little bit of a supply on the side for it when that time comes around. So I'll be ready Saturday to do my share.
There you go.
So I just wanted to say real quick that our lovely bugs are back again.
Yes, they are.
And I don't know how big of a flock, I call it a flock, we're going to have for this couple of weeks. But all I can say is stay off the highways. keep your driving in the city, and you'll be all right. But you get out on the highways, forget it. You got to come back with a mess.
That's true. I hit them on Sunday myself, hit several of them on Sunday.
Yeah. See, they first were reported in Ocala in Marion County in 1964, so they haven't been around all that long.
No, they were something that blew in. It wasn't an experiment from the university. It was I'm not real sure where they came from. I mean, I'd have to really look it up. But yeah, it's one of those things that what you can do to minimize having them if you are going to be on the road is travel early in the morning or later, because they are temperature sensitive, that they are down and quiet once when it's dark and when the temperatures are cooler. So if you have to travel, like say across Paynes Prairie, do it in the morning, because in the afternoon when you're coming back, you're going to get your car covered in them. Remember the trick we had is your dryer sheets. For cleaning them off the front of the car, because their squashings, whatever, is acidic to your paint job. It is damaging to your paint job and will pit your paint job.
You hear all different kind of little tricks to do if you have to travel on the highway during that time of year. I don't know, spraying vegetable oil on your car or Vaseline or you name it. I suppose that stuff works. It's probably easier to clean up, but you're still gonna collect them,
Oh, sure, and you would have to more than likely, once you're out of Florida, you should be good if you were traveling a long distance. Yeah, you would still need to, once you were clear of the area, would be to clean that off so that they're not sitting there. It makes it easier to clean it off so that you're not, sitting there scrubbing on them. But the dryer sheets do work. Just have it moist. You don't want to let that dry on there, so have a bucket of water while you're doing, and rinse it off thoroughly afterwards.
Yeah, I had an article a couple of years ago that I kept about love bugs and stuff. And I believe, according to what I read, they were first established or came from southern Louisiana back in the 1920s. Now, where they came from before that, I don't know. But it's a shame that the birds don't eat them, because that would help quite a bit.
It would, and it is actually kind of odd, because if you look at the love bug a little, or what they do, that when they are in the ground as their pupate stage, they're actually beneficial to the earth, or beneficial to that leaf litter where they're at. And I mean, they don't live long either, but they also eat some mosquito larvae. Not much, but they do consume some mosquito larvae, and so it's just one of those things. And then they reproduce, and then they get squished by your car. And at times, and in different locations throughout the area, you can have horrible, I don't know what you would call swarms of them. That just cover everything, and that's just kind of creepy, or gross. But it's
kind of interesting that they like white. I got a white garage door, and they just that's the place they like to land on.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if white attracts them, but that's the situation.
White is very much attracted to them, and so is I was going to say sometimes on the green, but you're right. I had a white Cadillac at one time, and we were camping, and we're sitting underneath just a little canopy which was green, and there were a few on top of that. But you look over at my car, and there were hundreds of them on the car. Another time at a convenience store, there was just the front. The convenience store was white, and they were just covered in it. It was like, wow, that's a lot of love bugs.
Well, thank God they don't sting or bite.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah. Okay, nice talking to you. Have a great day, you guys.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. The phone number to call is 622-9622. I'm doing a 360 photograph of
in
the garden.
In the
Carol
garden.
Ann.
Okay.
It's going to be cool.
We're in the studio in the garden.
in the studio in the garden. All right, let's... we're not up to a break yet.
No, but you know what? When we do go into break, let's go ahead and we've got 2 tickets to Mamma Mia, which is playing. It's on stage May 17th through June the 17th at the Ocala Civic Theater. And everybody's familiar with Mamma Mia, play where she's... gonna get married and wants her dad to walk her down the aisle and
not sure who he
is. and invites the 3 men that had been in her mother's life at that time who could have possibly been her father. So we have 2 tickets to that, and if you have won tickets to the theater recently, please let somebody else have a chance. And to throw in with this, we're going to have a gift certificate for $20 worth of plant material from Baldwin's Camellia Gardens and Nursery. So
right.
during the break, we're just going to pick a random caller. But if you have won tickets to the Civic Theater in the last 30 days, give somebody else a shot.
There you go. All right, so let's take the break right now. Mm-hmm. We'll be right back. If you'd like the tickets, you call right now. The number is 622-WOCA. We will be right back.
Each morning, we wake up thankful to live in a free nation with liberty and justice for all. But sometimes those liberties can be put in jeopardy, and you may have questions about what to do or who to call. Let Doc Blanchard of Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland help you find the answers. Attorneys at law since 1974 and located in downtown Ocala. If you have legal issues, don't go it alone. Call 352-732-7218. Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland, helping protect your liberties every day.
Mondays are usually hard, coming back from a weekend and trying to get the week started off on the right foot. Well, that is about to change. R.C. Jones, prophetess and pastor representing Hazon Ministry, will be joining us at 9:20 a.m. each Monday. Hazon Ministry aims to build families through love, power, prayer, and the Word of God. Again, join R.C. Jones and start the week off on a positive note every Monday at 9:20 a.m. right here on The Source, WOCA.
Ocala Aviation now has opportunities for flight instructors.
Wait, hold on, Brad, is this correct? You're looking for instructors, not students?
Actually, we're looking for both.
Well, that's descriptive.
Well, I need flight instructors because we're now affiliated with a major university and can offer 4-year degrees. Plus, we're also approved to work directly with VA students.
Okay, so a degree in what, and what's a VA student?
Well, it's a bachelor's degree in aeronautics, which includes a commercial pilot's license, and there's financial aid available. By VA students, I mean veterans. They now have access to new benefits to pay for flight training.
Okay, so you have new opportunities for new students. What about the instructor side of it?
Well, with new students, we need more instructors.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
So, if anyone out there is a flight instructor, I want to encourage them to come see me. And if they're not an instructor but have their commercial license, we can help them become an instructor.
So they get their instructor license and have a job too.
Exactly.
So you got a lot going on. The VA, the college, and now hiring instructors and future instructors too.
Yep. So now can we get the commercial started?
Already ahead of you.
Call Brad to get your adventure started today at Ocala Aviation, 861-7484.
On the first and third Wednesday mornings of each month at 9:05, Robert Colin will be with us from On Top of the World, Ocala's premier active adult community. Be sure to listen and be sure to call in. Speak with Robert to learn about all the exciting lifestyle and new home choices available at On Top of the World. From time to time, Robert will have guests, and we're sure you will enjoy our little chat. You deserve the world, and we bring it to you. So be sure to tune in on the first and third Wednesdays of each month right here on The Source, WOCA. The 27th Annual Orlando International Fringe Theater Festival is May 15th through the 28th in Orlando's Lock Haven Park. There's a free outdoor music stage and kids fringe. The Orlando Fringe is a nonprofit organization that gives back 100% of all ticket sales to the artists. With more than 130 entries in the show, there is bound to be something for everyone. It's a great way to spend quality time with your family. For more information, check out orlandofringe.org.
Hi, I'm Russ Moore with Pike Mill. Our relationship with WOCA started in 2009. WOCA is family-friendly, community-involved station. When we moved to our new location on 17th Street in October of 2016, of course, we went to WOCA so they could tell everybody our new location. The folks at WOCA really care about their clients and want them to be successful. For all of your shipping needs, call Pike Mill, and to tell the Ocala area about your business, call WOCA, because WOCA radio gets results.
Yes, that's exactly true. You know, we do get results. All right, the Caroline is back on, and the phone lines are open. Thank you. We had a winner, so thank you for calling in and playing the game. And we'll give away more of those soon. So, anyway, the phone lines are open right now. If you'd like to call in and ask Caroline a question or talk about your garden or your vegetables that you're growing.
Or whatever you got growing. I just picked. I still got a little bit of carrots left in the ground. Just picked another good double handful of carrots and green beans and cucumbers and. So
the rest of the question about the turmeric, what's it?
Yeah,
called?
the turmeric. Yeah.
Well, how do you actually use that? I mean, do you grind it up?
You do. You grind it and use it. Usually, it is considered like. Let's see, I always got to get my herbs, spices, seasoning, spice kind of thing that you add it in. It's supposed to help relieve inflammation when used regularly.
I think I don't like it, though.
It's one of those things that I think you have to get an acquired taste for it. So it's, or just, maybe using a little bit less. I think it is used a bit in, a lot of curry type dishes and things like that. So some of those flavors are just something you have to either get accustomed to or use less, to where you're hiding it
food, right?
in there. Yeah. So just, figure on hiding it
I love
somewhere.
the Indian people. The ladies, couple of ladies, more than just ladies, men and ladies next door at that Stevie B's restaurant. You ever go over there?
No, I've never been
And
there.
every time I talk to them, they don't eat beef.
No.
But there's beef all over their pizza.
Yeah. Just because they don't consume it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting,
right
isn't
with
it?
them, yeah.
Interesting. All right, the number is 622-9622 if you'd like to call in. And so I'm wondering where I'm going to go from here. I have an apple tree.
You have an apple tree.
What else should I start growing?
The apple orchard.
We tried the pineapple. We failed at that one.
Well, we got to try the pineapple's you could do a pineapple. When when you move the big apple tree to a bigger pot, you can use that pot for a pineapple to start one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you just cut the top of the pineapple off?
Cut the top of the pineapple off and let it dry for a few days.
Okay.
And then put it in the ground, and you kind of get that part that you cut off. And, we may have to do it in here. Cut that off and put that in the ground a little ways to where you're actually coming up onto where the leaves were.
Okay.
Because that's where your roots are going to come out of.
Okay.
It's up in there.
Starts coming out of there, huh?
They'll just come up, Wow. So you bury that,
That's
so
amazing.
that little slice, you're going to bury that down in there a bit further than what you would think. You don't just put that on top because your roots will, So
a pineapple will literally grow out of a pineapple?
Yes. Well, if you ever, and I'll have to do it just so that we can have it here. You see it online a lot, because it's a fun project to do with kids, is regrowing vegetables from vegetables. Like the carrot tops, you can regrow the carrot. It's like you're not going to really grow another carrot, but you can grow the thing. The celery, that you can take and cut the bottom of the celery off and spike that in and put that. Most of them are growing them in water on a windowsill, but you'll see that start to sprout back out from the center. We've all seen the onions sprout in our kitchens, I'm sure. And like you said, the potatoes. Only thing with this potatoes, it's a little little late to grow potatoes for us, only because of the heat and humidity and stuff, that disease issues will possibly kick in before the potatoes get a chance to actually make potatoes. Normally for us, we plant potatoes in the winter months, not coming into summer. But you figure everything we eat came from part of what that plant was, whether it was seed, that's usually what we're thinking of. But there's other times when you can do cuttings, or like we say, with the apple tree, with citrus trees and things like that, that they're grafted. I'm not sure how you would try, because the bananas are, that is, the fruit is the seed. There actually are seeds inside of that banana, though very, very fine. Bananas are generally done from the root mat down underneath there. Their little crown from that would be how you would change and make and more banana plants, is that when they come up, when that one plant dies off, you've got other ones that are coming up again, replacing
like a strawberry has those little tiny seeds on it.
Yeah, strawberries have little teeny seeds, and I see people on some of the gardening pages going, who sells strawberry seeds? And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, why would I want to start from seed when I can buy plants?
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can buy strawberry plants. That's how I do all of mine. Anytime I'm growing strawberries, because to grow from seed, you first have to grow the plant and have a long enough time to get that fruit, to get that plant to a fruiting size. So, it's one of those odd kind of things. And Larry's over here playing with his camera.
I'm trying to do a 360 of In the Garden with Carol Ann.
That's crazy.
And it's almost there.
It's almost, but you should see almost his contortions.
Matt Wilkerson sold me this phone. And it's awesome.
And he loves it. He loves his
I can do
Apple
360s,
iPhone.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another shot I didn't get.
There we go.
It's amazing. It tells you what you didn't get out of the 360.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Did I aim it down?
Yeah.
I guess I did.
Yeah, I think you did. But
all right.
There's all kinds of stuff. So we'll have to. Maybe we'll play with a few other things. So
I wonder if this is going to be a new thing for me. I wonder if I'm going to just become a guy with a garden or something.
It could be. We still have not gotten you set up with a garden.
But here's the interesting thing, because yesterday we had this discussion with this doctor.
Right.
And in his book, anyway, almost every ailment is curable with stuff in the garden.
Well, I always have a hard time with those, because I'll say it. Yeah, it's like, how much of this must you consume? Because you'll see the article, cucumbers cure cancer. Going, yeah, but you can't eat 4 tons of cucumbers.
All right, his isn't really like that. His is more believable. His is
spices, probably herbs and spices a lot.
That might be true, but it's mostly about avoiding the foods that cause like chronic discomfort.
Right.
So you avoid the an extreme example, avoid the Twinkies and instead eat a carrot. That's an extreme.
Right. And it's true. I mean, there are different things, and if you talk to a nutritionist and things like that they can help you figure out, what some of those triggers are. If you have chronic migraine, it could be that you're allergic to something you're eating. You just don't know what. Or a lot of times I know people who will have migraine and they can quickly consume caffeine, and with it maybe a minor dose of a pain reliever like an aspirin or an Advil, and they can catch that headache and make it go away. And the caffeine is actually an accelerator to help that happen because of the dilation of the blood vessels. Spicy foods. Your hot peppers, your capsaicins and things like that are actually good for you. There's some people who say, well, I can't eat that. My stomach will not allow it. And that's because you have some other issue in there, but it's, it can actually be good for you within a moderation.
And his thing really wasn't about curing cancer or something extreme like that.
His was inflammation.
His was about avoiding discomfort and gas.
Gas and just inflammation and things like that, the turmerics and things like that, and really, like they say, I think I was reading one on celery the other couple weeks ago, how you just think of celery as being fiber and water. But it actually has quite a bit of nutrition in it. And they were going through, I'll have to find that article because I didn't bring the laptop again. I forgot it. On how many different things that celery can do for you if you eat a stick of celery, just one stick of celery every day somewhere in your meal. And apparently it didn't matter if you put peanut butter on it, kind of thing, that it makes it just a little more, just eat crunch, eat a piece of celery, though it is very good with salt, just plain.
I do. That's what I do. Yeah.
Yeah, celery, just with a little salt on it. Thinking of that, I think I need more celery.
Do you grow celery?
No, I've not really tried. One year when I first became a master gardener, we did grow it, or we had grown it the year before. It can be a little complicated on that, because if you don't blanch it, it gets to be the real dark green, which has a tendency to have a bitter taste and be a little more tough to eat. The fibers get thicker. But they say actually with a piece of celery, it takes more calories to digest it than what that piece of celery contains.
Isn't that crazy?
So that makes a great snack if you're needing something crunchy that you need to chew, skip the candy bar. Right, won't add to the hips. It, actually has a little bit of a health benefit. Of course, carrot sticks, celery, cucumbers, bell pepper, all of these things have great nutrition without hurting us. They are all healthy snacks that any diet written is going to say consume all you want of these. So it's one of those kind of things. And if you grow many of them yourself, you then know that they're pesticide free or what has been put on them and when. They're fresh, so they have the highest concentration generally of all the nutrition that you're going to get. So that that their footprint was small.
So I just did the 360 picture of you. Let's see.
Wait. We'll see if it turns out.
Let's see if it's on there. So what do I do? Oh, I have to go to Ocala, don't I?
I guess. I don't know. I've never done one of these
Paddock
things.
Mall.
Okay.
How do I find the Paddock Mall here? Oh, there it is. Right.
Yeah, find where you are. Pinpoint me.
Wait. Where are we?
I don't know.
That's Marion, Texas. Oh, we're down here somewhere. Oh, there's the mall right there. All right. Now I got to find WOCA, and then I should be able to click on you. There's WOCA.
Am I going to be?
Yeah, you should.
Oh, that's kind of scary. I should be a little marker on the.
You should be a marker. Yeah.
On the screen there.
On the screen here. Let's see. WOCA.
There we go.
Oh, there's the outside.
There's inside.
Where's the
studio? There. Is that it?
No, it's not there yet. It'll be there. It'll be there soon.
It'll be there in a few moments.
But see these 360 ones. Thank you, Matt. Let's see.
Oh.
Wait, is this it? Wait, that's the one with Doug sitting there.
Okay.
But so now the next one will have you sitting on it. So.
Wow. That's wild.
All right.
Garden show with a little technicals. Hi, honey. Hi.
Oh, look at that.
You're a little sweetheart.
So are you out in the garden with the kids?
No, not
Speaking
usually.
of children, no,
not too much.
They must love it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, kids, and I do advocate if you have children, grandchildren in your life, introduce them to gardening. It's a great, healthy hobby, and you get tomatoes, or green beans or anything else.
Fun show.
Another one. Always.
Thank you for what you do, Carol Ann.
Oh, my pleasure.
I really do appreciate it, and hopefully I wasn't too much of a distraction.
We had fun.
You have to take 100 pictures.
That was amazing. Yeah, you were snap.
All right. Thank you, Carolyn.
All right, Larry.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Chris Foster. President Trump said about the Iran nuclear agreement, even as a candidate in 2016.
I think the deal is horrible. I think the deal is absolutely horrible for us.
Today, he'll announce whether he intends for the United States to stay in it. Some other world leaders have told him Iran is in compliance and the U.S. should not withdraw. The announcement scheduled at 2 o'clock Eastern. It's primary day in Indiana, North Carolina, Ohio, and West Virginia.
In Indiana, a three-way Republican race for Senate has been expensive and nasty. The winner will face Democratic incumbent Joe Donnelly. In West Virginia, 6 Republicans are vying to take on Democrat Joe Manchin. One of the candidates, Don Blankenship, got a disappointment when President Trump tweeted that he can't beat Manchin. In Ohio, 5 Republicans are battling for a shot at Democrat Sherrod Brown. In North Carolina, 13 House incumbents are seeking re-election.
Fox's Rachel Sutherland. Fox News. We report, you decide.
When you're hiring, you don't want to waste time sorting through dozens of irrelevant resumes. You want an efficient way to get to a short list of qualified candidates. That's why you need Indeed.com. Post a job in minutes. Set up screener questions based on your job requirements. Then zero in on qualified candidates using an intuitive online dashboard. Discover why 3 million businesses use Indeed for hiring. Post a job today at Indeed.com/hire. Search for greatness. Search Indeed.
Save more with Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Hey, Todd, Liberty Mutual just saved me $782. $782?
Liberty did what?
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Maybe I should switch to Liberty Mutual.
Visit us online to... Hey, stop echoing.
Sorry.
Visit us online to get a quote, and you could save $782. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Based on a recent countrywide new customer survey, coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company, Equal Housing Insurer.
The sound of the bat cracking, the crowd cheering, the smell of overpriced but tasty hot dogs, the memories that will last a lifetime of your first baseball game with Little Johnny. Your team wins. It was a great night until you get home. It's 9 p.m. and your wife says you have no water.
We have no water.
What do you do?
What do you do?
Rule number 1, don't panic. Remain calm. Okay, that's 2 rules.
We don't have time for jokes, funny man.
Okay, think back. On the way home, you heard a radio commercial.
Mike's Got Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
Eureka. You saved the day. You remembered that Mike Scott Plumbing doesn't charge extra for nights, weekends, or holidays. You are a genius.
Hey, Mr. Genius, did you remember the phone number?
Of course you did. Remember, you're a genius. 352-237-2888. Because at Mike Scott Plumbing, if water runs through it, we do it. Even if water's not running through it at this particular moment. Mike Scott Plumbing.
Folks, it's no